Hey, this is Brad with FirstSightGuide.com, and in this video I'll be taking you through how to set up your new fashion blog. We'll start with the basics of getting a domain name, your hosting, and I'll also show you how to install the blogging software. And then we'll get into the theme, some plugins, and some other features that I really think you're going to like. This is a pretty long video, so if you'd like to grab a water or a coffee, feel free to do so real quick. And also remember that you can pause this video at any time, you can skip ahead, and you can also come back to some sections. So feel free to use this video as you see fit so we can get your fashion blog online today. Without further ado, let's get started. So before we get into any setup, I'd just like to take a couple of quick seconds here to show you the blog that we're going to be setting up in our WordPress installation. So here's what it'll look like. It has some links up here on the top, a nice little logo section. Here are the blog posts here. There's a search bar, a poll that we'll be setting up where you can kind of get the opinion of your visitors. We're going to also be adding some social buttons over here on the left, and how to add images and bookmarks. We can also put the posts link over here on the right, and the categories. And then I'll also be going through some other stuff with posts and how to bold, add links, add some sweet images like this one right here. And this is going to be a great start to your fashion blog. So the step-by-step process that I'll be taking you through is on a PDF that is actually already up on our site. So if you'd like to go to firstsightguide.com and download it, you can follow along with that and this video. But before we get to the functions and the theme that we'll be customizing on our blog, first we need to do some setup by getting a domain name, our hosting, and installing the software that we'll be blogging on. So you can see here, it's a very simple process. It's about $12 a year for the domain name, $3 to $8 a month for the hosting, and the blogging software is free. So we'll be stepping through this now. So a domain name is the name that someone's going to type into the bar up top to find your site. For example, www.yournewblog.com. The shorter it is, the easier it will be for someone to remember. Your first and last name or a pen name is a great choice in this case for a personal blog. If it's a type of fashion site that you don't really want associated with your personal brand, you can feel free to use other keywords like fashion, fashionista, trends, and things of that nature. So some specific examples could be jensfashionsense.com, tomscustomtees.com, ilovesummer.dresses.com, and really any of those would be great. You can kind of tack on your name or something that represents your brand, although I wouldn't add more than 3 to 4 words in the domain name to help keep it short and memorable. So what we recommend is signing up at webhostinghub.com. So I'll show you how to register the domain name and sign up for the hosting real fast. Hub offers great support and awesome prices on their hosting packages. They have some great starter packages too, since we're just starting up this blog. And then once it grows, they have some upgrades that you can put in play if necessary. So, to access the special discount page that we've set up for you, for our First Sight Guide fans, we're going to type in www.firstsightguide.com/hub. And when you enter that into your browser, it'll show this page, which gives you the information on the first 50% off on your full year of hosting at $3.99 a month. Great price there. So you're going to look over here on the right hand side and click on the big orange Sign Up Now button. So here's where we're going to have to decide on our domain name. So before I was kind of mentioning that you could have this be your first and last name if it's a personal brand that's associated to you. If it's a fashion brand that you don't necessarily want to be associated to you personally, you can use some keywords like fashion, fashionista, styles. So for mine, I'm going to use something simple, and I'm going to put in firstfashionguide.com. And this page is simple enough. If you have a domain name already by chance, you can put it over here on the right hand side. If not, you're more than likely going to be registering a new one. So I'm going to put the new domain name that I'm going to be registering over here on the left and choose the .com and press search domain. Great, firstfashionguide.com is available. So I'm going to keep this checkbox checked right here to register the domain name. The who is privacy I'm not going to need for this specific video. So the information that I use to register the domain name will be publicly available. But that's fine with me. So then I'm going to scroll down here and click on the orange continue button. And then here is the secure order process page. So what you're going to do is start at the account information section here and put in your first name, your last name, your address, city, state, zip, your country, your phone number, and your email address. The package options section is the next place that you're going to want to look. Hub offers secure backups for your account, so you can add that here, or you can click the no thanks button right there. For this, I'm not going to add it. And then they also offer virus and spam protection for your emails that you'll be sending from this account. So if you click here, you can kind of scroll through and see that they offer it for 1 email, 5, or 10. At this time, I'm also going to just keep this at no thanks and keep scrolling down. The Nitro account is for a bigger website, so since we're starting our first one for now, I'm not going to upgrade to Nitro, but it would be a good idea in the future if your blog starts to grow. And then we keep scrolling down here to the payment details section. Here I have selected Spark for $3.99 a month at 12 months. And then next you'll put in your payment type, your card number, your card expiration date, and the code from the back. Scroll down a little bit more here. You're going to want to read through the terms of service for this host. And then click the I agree checkbox down here. And then once you have that all entered in there, you're just simply going to click the purchase button right here, the orange one, and then let the page load. So here is the next page that'll pop up. I have just finished my order, and so now what Hub does is something that's pretty unique for the hosting industry, which is called the onboarding process. They'll give you a quick call, or you can use the toll-free phone number on the page here to call them. They'll ask you a few questions, see if you need any help, and then set up your account right away. So I'm going to take a moment to do that real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, so once you're through the onboarding process, this is the email that'll show up in your inbox that'll basically just welcome you to the hosting company. It'll give you a little bit of information about your Spark hosting plan and your domain name. Here's what's most important to us right now, though, is the AMP section right here. This is the control panel that we're going to go inside and install our blog. So down here, below your login ID and your domain name, is a little section that says, to get started with AMP, simply click here. So that's where I'm going to click. And it'll bring up this page, which will have you set your password for the first time. So you'll enter a secure password, and then click the submit button down below. Cool, we're all good there. There's a little login link right here, so click there. And then enter the email address that you signed up with, as well as the password that we just set. And then click the orange login button. Alright, fantastic. Here is the account management panel section. This is where you'll see all of the information about your account. You can do a lot in here, but for right now, what is most important to us is we're going to scroll down just a little bit and look for the icon right here, the Install Popular Software icon. Click right there. And we're going to install WordPress. So it's over here on the left-hand side of the page, and there's a link that just says Install WordPress. So click right there. And this page will pop up, the Software Setup and Settings page. So we'll run through this real quick. For Choose Protocol, let's go with the www.com. This is pretty much a personal preference. That's what pretty much everyone uses. And for Choose Domain Name, your domain name should already be chosen, firstfashionguide.com for me. For the directory setting, we're just going to leave that blank, and we're going to leave the database name and the table prefix the same. For site name, you can go ahead and add a quick name for your blog and a quick description as well. And don't worry, you can totally customize this and change this inside of the dashboard in just a moment, so it doesn't have to be perfect, just put something in there for now. For username, we're going to put in something that we'll remember. I'm just going to put Brad B. And for the password, remember to add a strong password. There we go. Choose your email that's going to be attached to this account. And scroll down a little farther and look for the install button right here. And then go ahead and click it. It's simple enough. WordPress will begin to install. It usually takes about 15 to 20 seconds. It could take up to a few minutes. But as soon as it's done, this is the page that'll show up right here. And just like that, your new blog is installed. So if we click here on your URL, it'll show you what your blog looks like right now. It has a default theme, which is really cool because we're essentially good to go. We just want to do some customizing from here to turn this into something similar to this. So click back over to this tab for the install and look here in the center for the administrator URL. It's yourdomainname.com/wp-admin. So you can click this link and it'll open up where you sign in to WordPress. So you'll enter your username and the password that you just set. And then click Login. Alright, so soon here you're going to be very familiar with the WordPress dashboard, which is this section here. It's basically the administration panel for everything we're going to be doing. You can add posts, you can add media, like images, videos, we can do pages, we can look at the comments, change the appearance, which is the theme that we'll be customizing here in just a moment, plugins, users, tools, and settings. And I'd just like to mention again that the PDF that we have on our site has a whole bunch more details inside of it. So if you would like to go into more in-depth details, feel free to download it, and you can just scroll through there and check out a lot of these same points, but in more detail. So first things first, let's go ahead and change up the theme. The theme is essentially how your whole blog looks. This is the default theme, and if we go back to the dashboard here and go to the Appearance tab over here on the left, you can hover over it and then click on the Themes tab here. So what it's showing us is the active theme right now is called 2014, and that's the default theme that gets installed here the first time that you install WordPress. So what we want to do is we want to change it to the fashion theme. So click on the button up here that says Add New, and then once this page pops up, we're going to search for the theme Fashionista, and then click Search. Marvelous. There it is. This is a free theme, so all we have to do is go down here and click Install Now. Cool. It's all done. See the link here right in the middle that says Activate? Click there, and WordPress will make the changes live. So if we go back to our new blog and click the refresh button, WordPress has changed over to the Fashionista theme. It's looking a little wonky and simple here so far, but if we compare the two to the example fashion site that we have set up, you can get the general sense of it, right? Alright, cool. So let's go into doing some customizations. So first, the logo section up here, if you'd like to change anything in there, you'll go to the Settings tab, you'll hover over it and go to General. That's where you can adjust your site title and your description, which is called the tagline. So let's say that I wanted to change my tagline to Spring and Summer Fashion Trends. I would just put that there, scroll down to the bottom, and click Save Changes. Once those are saved, you can go back, refresh the page, and WordPress will make that change live, just like that. Spring and Summer Fashion Trends. So let's go ahead and add your first blog post to the site. That's going to be the simplest route to getting the ball rolling with your new blog. So here's the one that we're going to be creating. So let's go back to our dashboard, and you'll add posts in the posts section over here on the left. You'll hover over it and then click on Add New right here. So here's the Add New Posts page. So up here is the title. Let's go ahead and call this Street Style Number 1. That'll be the title. And then down here is the content box. So you can really put anything in here, which is awesome. Like images, text, we can do video, we can do some styling. So right now, I'll show you how to add an image from your computer. See the Add Media button right here? You can go ahead and click there, and this page will pop up, and then click Select Files here. And what we'll be doing is we'll be going to our computer to find a photo that will then upload straight to the blog. So I'd like to add this dress jacket photo that I have ready here. So I just double clicked, it pulled it in, and it's already uploaded. So I'm going to click on Insert into Post. And so there it's added a small version of the image. If you'd like to add a larger image, you'll be back to this page, and see down here where it says size, you can change this. So if you'd like to add the full size image, which is the biggest image, you can do that here, or you can even add a smaller thumbnail by clicking on this one here. I'd like to add the full image, the full size image, so I'm going to select that one, and I'm not going to link to anything, so I'm going to click None there, and then I'm going to insert it into the post. She is looking sharp. Nice. Okay, so next I'm going to add a little bit of text down below the image, and this would be great if you're going to be blogging about a specific style and you want to add a spring dress link to a specific website, or to just explain the style in depth, or sort of do like a review on it. So in this case, for this example, we're going to be setting up a link to a shopping site called Dahlia Wolf. So to add this link, we're going to select the text here, and then we're going to go to this link icon here. So click the link icon, and then for the URL, we're going to enter the URL, which is dahliawolf.com, and then click on the blue Add Link button down here in the bottom right. So now it says Shop at Dahlia Wolf, and it's a clickable link. I'll show it to you in just a moment. And we've also added, we particularly enjoyed their Wishful Dreams jumpsuit. Check it out. And there is a link for that page as well. So now that we have this added, we put in the image and the text and the links down below. You're going to look over here on your right for the Publish button. It's blue. So click the Publish button right here. And when we go back to our website and refresh it, we'll see the new blog post that we just put in right now. So you see that it says Street Style Number 1, and it shows our model with her jacket and her dress, and then down below it has the links to the shopping site and for the jumpsuit link as well. So if you were to click on that link, it pulls up the website. Very simple, straightforward, and easy to do. So something else I'd like to point out here is the category section here on the right. This is a great way to put your posts into separate categories, so it's a little more organized. So if you would like to add a category called Street Styles, you just click the Add New Category link. It drops down, you put it right here, Street Styles, and then click Add New Category. And then to select that category, there are these checkboxes right here. So we don't want it to be in the uncategorized category, so I'm going to uncheck that one, and I'm going to leave Street Styles checked. And we can click Update, and if we go back to the main site here and click Refresh, we'll see that WordPress has put in our blog post into that category. So if you see it over here on the right, it's a great way to keep your blog organized and put your posts into different categories. So next, let's go ahead and set up the sidebar of our site, which is this whole section on the right over here. The way that we'll start to make changes to that is to go back to the dashboard, hover over the Appearance tab right here, and click on Widgets. Once that loads up, you'll see the sidebar section here, and that's where the search bar is already added, the recent posts, the comments, the archives, the categories, and some other details. So you'll see that that corresponds with what's over there right now. So say that we didn't want to have this last section here. We click this down arrow to open up the section, and then click delete to take it off of the sidebar. So then if we go back to our main site, we can refresh, and the meta section is gone now. This is a great place to put some images, some other types of links to your posts and your pages. And so you'll see that the search bar is already up there in the top right. We're going to leave that there. However, we want to add a poll over here to either get some information from our guests, see what they like, see what they don't like, see what their opinion is. And for that, we're going to use a plugin. And so for that, we'll go back to the dashboard here and look on the left-hand side here for the Plugins tab. We'll hover over it and then click on Add New right here. Plugins are basically a very simple way to get scripting code into your blog. So some other people have put them together for free, and you get to search them right here. So we want to use a polling plugin, so I'm going to type in WP polls and then click search plugins. That is the name of a plugin that I know of for polls. So you see it here at the top, and you'll click on the install now link right here, and then click OK. And like that, it's installed. So you'll click on Activate Plugin right here, and the plugin has been activated. And you'll see that WordPress has added a new section here on the left. So if you hover over polls and click on Manage Polls, you'll see that there is a default poll that has already been added here in the plugin. So if we want to add that poll to our website, we'll go back to the sidebar area, which is Appearance and then Widgets. And WordPress will have automatically put in a polls sidebar section for us. So if you scroll down just a bit, here's polls, and we'll want to click and drag it over to the section or the order that we want it to show up in. So we want the search bar on top and the polls right below that. So we've added it. If we go back to our main site here and click refresh, we can look over here on the right and we'll see that we've added the poll. On the example site, it's changed up a bit. So it talks about who was the worst dressed at the 2014 Sochi opening ceremony, and it gives you some options there. So if we wanted to change the default poll, and we can also change the title. Let's do that real quick. See the title right here? It just says polls. We can say fashion poll. You can really put anything there. I'm just going to put fashion poll from our fans, and then click save. So if we want to change up that poll, we can go back over here to the left hand side of the page, go to Manage Polls, and then scroll over here to the right hand side of the page and click on Edit. So instead of the default poll, we're going to add something that's a little more fashion related. And I'm going to put in, what is your fashion favorite? And instead of good, I'm going to put springtime dresses, summer swimsuits, gothic t-shirts, sports jerseys, and for answer 5, I'm just going to say none of the above. That'll be for the picky people. And if you scroll down to the bottom of this page, you'll just click on Edit Poll right here, and it'll change up that poll for you, just like that. So those have all been successfully saved, and if we go back over to our live site and click refresh, you'll see that the poll's title has been changed, as well as the actual poll. So it says, what is your fashion favorite? I'm just going to choose springtime dresses, and you'll click on vote right here. And it'll pull up the results automatically. This is a great way to talk straight to your fans and get their opinion. So if you would like to feature a specific brand or a logo over on your sidebar, it's very simple to do. So we're going to hop back over to our dashboard and go to the Appearance section, hover over it, go back to Widgets. And what we want to do is we want to add it to the sidebar here, but first, if we're going to use an image, we need to upload it. Let's go to the Media section here. We're going to hover over it on the left, and then click Add New. Once that pulls up, we're going to click Select Files. And I already have an image here that I'd like to use, which is the Dahlia Wolf logo. It's just black and white. I'm going to double click there. And it's already uploaded it. So once it's uploaded, we're going to click on the Edit link right here. And it'll pull up the page for us. It'll show us a little logo of it. And what we're most interested in is the file URL over here. So if you double click, actually triple click, it'll select the whole section, and you'll want to copy it. And we're going to do a little HTML here, which is slightly confusing, but if you follow right along with me right now, it'll be a piece of cake, I promise. So just since it's convenient, we're going to use this text box right here. I'm going to do the less than sign, and then IMG, which stands for image, and then SRC equals, quotation mark, then the URL. That basically tells the blog that this is the image that we want to use. I'm going to close that quotation, and I'm going to add a greater than sign. So then, if we select all, and then copy this whole little HTML tab, we're going to go back to the Appearance section, and then to the Widgets. And what we want to look for is we want to scroll down a little bit and look for the Text Sidebar widget, which is right here. We're going to click on it and hold and drag it back up to add to our sidebar. And we're going to add it right below the polls, and there it is. So for this particular text widget, we're not going to add a title. We already copied the HTML tag for the image, so we're just going to paste it right here. And that's really all we have to do. You can scroll down here to the right hand side and click on Save. And if we go back to the main site and refresh, you'll see that the logo has been added down below our poll. If you'd like to center that logo, we can go back to the sidebar widgets section and do a less than sign, center, and then greater than. And then to close that tag, we do less than, slash, center, and then greater than. And that'll center it in the sidebar section over here. So we'll go back again, and we'll refresh. Great. It's looking sharp over there, isn't it? And if you see down below it, there isn't quite enough space there to space down the recent posts. We can go back one more time, and there's an option down here that'll add paragraphs to our section. So if you space down one, and then save, you'll see that if we go back to the main site and refresh once again, it'll have added a little more space there, just to polish it up slightly. So, next on our to-do list is to add a bookmarks section to the sidebar, and we're going to add it down below this logo image. So if we go back to the dashboard, we want to go to the Appearance section and click on Menus, which will pull up this page, and we're going to add a new menu, and we're going to call it Bookmarks. Click the blue button over here that says Create Menu. Great. Now, to add links to this new menu, there's a Links tab right here that we're going to click on, and it'll pop up like this. So let's say that we wanted to add a link to www.fashionista.com. We'd enter the URL right there, and then down below for the link text, we would add Fashionista Trends, and then click Add to Menu. And then you'll see once you do that, it'll pull it over here to the Structure section, And if you click the down arrow here, it'll show you the information that you just added. So let's add a couple more. I'm going to add www.ebay.com, and I'm going to say get great fashion steals, and then click add to menu. And I'm also going to add amazon.com, and I'm going to say spring dresses on sale now, and I'm going to click add to menu. And then once you're done with that, you want to go over to the right side here and click save menu. Very cool. All good there. Let's go back to the widgets section for our sidebar. And we're going to scroll down just a bit here to find custom menu. And we're going to click, just like we did before, and drag it up here to where we want it to show. We're going to put it right below the logo, so that was the text sidebar widget. I'm going to put it right here. And we're going to select the menu bookmarks. And since that's the only one we have right now, it's the only one selected. Go ahead and click save. And go back to the live site. Refresh. And if we scroll down, you'll see that we added the bookmarks section right here. I forgot to add a title, so let me click back. And the title section right here, we're just going to simply put bookmarks. Click save. Go back. Refresh one more time. Great. That's looking sharp. So now I'm going to clean things up even further, and I'm going to take off the comments section and the archives. I'm going to leave categories because it's a pretty simple way for visitors to kind of look through your blog posts. So we're going to go back to the widgets section again. Yes, we've been spending a lot of time in here, but we want to get this right. We want to clean it up. So we're going to scroll down here just slightly and look to the recent comments, click the down arrow, and click delete. And archives, we're going to click on it again and click delete. So we've really spruced up this sidebar on the right here. I'm going to click refresh again. And there we go. We're still showing our most recent posts and the categories, as well as the bookmarks we just added, the logo image, and the poll. And while we're at it, let's do a little more cleaning up. You'll see that when you installed WordPress, it added a sample page for you, which looks like this. That comes on every single installation. And it also added a Hello World post, which is a default blog post, which we'll see down here. So let's go ahead and delete both of those. We don't need them. They're unnecessary. So I'll click back to the dashboard, and I'm going to go to posts, and I'm going to go to all posts. And since we just want to remove the Hello World post, we'll hover over it, and there'll be a trash link that shows up in red. Click the trash link. Simple enough, right? We're going to do the same with pages. I'm going to hover over pages, and then go to all pages. And then for this sample page, I'm going to click on trash as well. I'm going to click back to the live site and refresh. Cool. So the Hello World post is gone, and the sample page is also gone. So pages are a great way to add other information that isn't necessarily a blog post. For example, something about yourself, possibly an About You page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to add that now. So since we're in the dashboard here on the Pages page already, there's a link up here that says Add New. So go ahead and click on Add New. And it's going to bring up the Add New page, which looks exactly the same as the Add New Posts page. They're just kind of organized a little differently when you add them inside of WordPress. So for the title, since this is an About Me page, I'm simply going to enter About Me. And then down below here, this is where you can add some information about you, your blog, your fashion style, some personal things about your family, pretty much whatever you want to add. So what I'm going to add real fast is, hi, this is Joy. I'm a fashion blogger with a new sense of style every other week. I love new trends for all seasons. Summer, winter, fall, and spring. My family is very supportive of my looks and my career choices. Thanks for stopping on the blog, and happy fashion bargain hunting. The About Me page is also a great page to have a photo of you on. So I'm going to go ahead and add one now. So you'll click on the Add Media button right here, like we did for that blog post for her. She's already in the library there. So I'm going to go to Upload Photos and click on Select Files. And I have an image ready here for the About Me page. Very simple. You'll double click and it'll add it for you, and you can select the size again. I'm not going to link it to anything, and I'm going to have it just be full size. And then you click the button down here that says Insert into Page. Very cool. Now you see how it sort of affected the text here? You can also, if you click on the image, there's this section up here where you can do some tweaks to it. So I'm going to click back to get to this page, and you'll look for the alignment section here. Right now it's set on none. I'm going to go ahead and put it to right, so it'll just wrap the text around the image. If I click Update, and if I click Publish over here on the right hand side, you'll see what I mean. I'm going to click back to the blog and press Refresh. And you'll see that it added the link to the About Me page right here. So I'll click it. Nice, and so that's what I added. I added the text over here about me, Joy, the fashion blogger, and I added my image over here on the right. And we just right aligned that, so it's on the right and the text is on the left. And it's looking pretty sharp if I do say so myself. Something else to take a look at here is, for this theme, we basically have two separate menu sections. So it's a little redundant. If you see here, there's Home and About Me, and then up top here, there's also Home and About Me. What I'd like to do is I'd just like to use this top navigation bar. So if we click back to the dashboard section, and we go to the Appearance tab, hover over it, and then click on Menus, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a blank menu. So there's a link up here that says Create a New Menu. I'm going to click there, and for the menu name I'm going to write Top Blank and then press Create Menu. So I'm not going to add any links to this menu, but if you look down here under the Settings section, there's a Theme Locations checkbox for the top menu and the main menu. So I want to use the top menu, so I'm going to put the blank one on the main menu. So I'll check that checkbox and then click Save Menu over here on the right hand side. And then if we click back over to the live site, and you'll see it's here now, if I refresh, I've blanked it out, and then the theme just takes it out, which is really cool, because then you can just use this top one, and it'll add the pages to it for you as you add them. So let's go ahead and add another blog post real fast. Let's pretend that we're going to promote a coupon, and we'll add an image and we'll add some text. So if we go to the Post section and then click on Add New, let's say that we had a swimsuit sale that we wanted to promote. So I'll just put something like, Spring swimsuits are hot and on sale now. I'll go down here and add a little bit of text. Spring swimsuits are in stock and ready for you gals. Summer is right around the corner, so I suggest you hop on this now and save it for when the hot months are here. Great. And I spaced down, and I'm going to click on Add Media again to go back and click on Upload Files, and then select Files, just like we've been doing. And here's that swim suit image. I'm going to double click. It'll pull it into here. And here are the settings down here. I'm not going to link it to anything, so I'll click None. And I'm going to leave it full size. And then click Insert into Post. Very cool. So let's say that we wanted to add a link to this image. It's very similar to the text link that we added just a little bit ago. So what you'll do with the image is you'll click on it like this, and then click the icon right here. So it'll pull up this, and let's just say that we wanted to link it to victoriasecret.com. So I put that there, and then I click Add Link. So now this image is linked up to victoriasecret.com. And if I wanted to add a little more text after it, I can do that very easily and just say, this spring swimsuit sale ends on this Friday, so make sure to shop while you still can. Cool. So since this isn't a street styles post, and it's kind of like a coupon slash sale, I'm going to add a new category, and I'm going to add it as sales. I'm going to type that in and then click Add New Category here, and make sure the checkbox is checked for sales. And one other thing that I'd like to mention to you is this theme will show your blog posts in the order that they're added, by the date. So you'll see that I just added this one today, which was on April 2nd. So if I want this blog post to show down below this one, the one I'm adding now, I'm going to go here where it says Publish Immediately, and I'm going to click this link that says Edit. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to change the date. So if I leave this on April for the month, and I do April 1st, and then click OK, what it's going to do is when I click Publish here, and go back to the live site, and refresh the live site, it's going to leave this blog post on top, since I published it today, and it's going to have that second blog post down below, since I set it as the 1st of April. And you'll see that this link here, this photo here is a link. It's clickable if they want to go check out these swimsuits that are on sale. Next, we're going to use a plugin to add a social aspect to our blog posts. This is great for people to share your blog posts on sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. And so the way that we're going to do that is with another plugin. So let's click back to the dashboard, and we'll hover over Plugins, and then click on Add New. And what we're going to search is Social Buttons, and then click on Search Plugins. And then scroll down just slightly here to the Lazy Social Buttons plugin, and click Install Now. And then click OK. And then click on Activate Plugin. Alright, now that we've activated the plugin, we're going to scroll down just slightly here to this section that it just added and click on Settings. And so here's where we're going to be able to switch things up just a bit and make it show on our blog posts the way that we want it to. So the position, we're going to have it show up before the actual post. We're going to have Google, the Google button show, the Twitter button, and the Facebook button, as well as the Facebook share button. The rest you don't really have to worry about, so just scroll down and click Save Changes. And we'll go back to the main site and click Refresh. And you'll see that these social buttons have been added to the top of your blog post. So if someone wanted to share it or tweet it or like it, that will help get traffic back to your website and get you some more fans and visitors. So another page that's important for us to have on our website is a Contact Us page. It's important because we want people to be able to reach us if they want to. You might want to sell them something, you might want to just stay in touch, they might have a question for you. So what we're going to do again is we're going to use a plugin to install a Contact Us form. Back to the dashboard, and then the Plugins section, and then we're going to click on Add New. And we're going to search for Contact Form 7, and click Search Plugins. There it is at the top. So we'll click Install Now. We'll click OK. And we'll click Activate Plugin. And again, since it just added it here in the plugin section, we're going to go to Settings. And it has a contact form that it just added for us by default. So we'll just go ahead and use that one. This plugin uses shortcodes. So the shortcode here, we're going to select all, and we're going to copy it. And in this case, we want to add it as a page, so it doesn't show up as a post on the front of our website. So for the title, I'm going to put Contact Me, and I'm going to write a short little blip about why they might be contacting me, or just kind of welcome them. I'm going to say, hey there, I'd love to hear from you. Fill in the form below and press send. And so the shortcode is very easy to use. I'm just going to paste it in right down below that, and then over here on the right hand side I'm going to click Publish. And it's added the page. I'm going to go back to the live site and refresh it. It added the link to the top navigation bar here. I'm going to click on it to open up that page, and it'll show us that I added the text, the page, and the contact form. So people will be able to put in their name, their email, a quick subject, and a message, and then click send to send you an email, but without you having to give them your email, which is great for privacy, and they can still get in contact with you right away. So let's clean up one more thing before we're through here. Look up at the URL right now, and I'll show you what I mean. If we see our domain name, it's firstfashionguide.com/?page, and then the underscore, the ID, and 20. This is kind of sloppy, and I would prefer to use something that's cleaner. So what we'll do is we'll go back to the dashboard, and we'll go to the Settings, and then Permalinks section, which is right here. We'll click Permalinks. And this is basically the structure of how the URL will show up in your browser. So it's easier when it's a more simple permalink for people to find posts and pages. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to click the post name section here, and then scroll down and click Save Changes. This is going to change all of your URLs to show up with the post or page name in the URL. It sounds kind of complicated, but if you refresh, you'll see what I mean. So now it just says firstfashionguide.com/contact-me. Very simple, straightforward, and not as confusing. So that wraps up this fashion blog video. And like I said, you can visit our site, firstsiteguide.com, to download the PDF that will go into more information and more in-depth on features and plugins and how to make money from your blog, things of that nature. But we covered quite a bit here, and we ended up with a pretty sweet looking website. That's the example site, and this is the one that we put together here, right now, and it didn't take much time at all. From here, you can add some more blog posts and pages. You can start to blog about your fashions and your style, and really take this to the next level of where you want it to be at. So again, my name's Brad, and it's been a pleasure stepping you through this process. You can always find us at firstsiteguide.com, and you can also check us out on YouTube as well. Until we meet again in another video, take care and good luck.